the black people, the black people, or Mr. Brown led his people to the Holy Land. Back in the day, back in like 1920s or something, Mr. Brown, Mr. Black was leading his people to the Holy Land, which basically was Belfast for them, where they raped and killed and basically, like I said, there used to be all kinds of, and the Irish would tell them about the Germans had everything all nice and beautiful, gold on everything, real silver, real gold. Everything was looking beautiful with the Germans, and then basically the the black people come through here, or the brown people go through there, and they basically yank off all the gold and melt it down for coins, and they basically strip the whole town of anything valuable. Anyway, trying to say that they're a governor or something, but they're just yanking gold off the walls and stuff. The black and the Yankees, basically. Black almost You almost think that the black were the brown were Yankees, but they were actually the Yankees actually were from um, what's called the JFK and Nixon and Harvard and Yale, basically. Yale was or Harvard was the Yankees and Yale was the Yellers. They yell and stuff, basically disrupt things pretty much, and then the black people would kill and rape and wear human skin pretty much. So it's this big old mess of nastiness. Anyway, meanwhile, there's LS and like I said, Harlem and Wolf or whatever. And it was Wolf and something or other actually. Wolf and or Brown and Wolf or something before. Before it was actually Brown and Wolf. That's the historic name is I believe Brown and Wolf, and then it becomes Harlem and Wolf or Black and Wolf or Black Wolf or something like that. It goes through a couple different names or owners basically. And basically they're black people that die, usually of heart disease or something bad. So it's Browning and Wolf or Brown and Wolf, and then Black and Wolf or Harlem and Wolf. But basically just all black people. Um, and like I said, the Harlem or Brown and Wolf thing, Harlem and Wolf, they was just this little barnacle yard where they used to scrape off barnacles, and I think they would take the barnacles and put them in a fire and create some concrete stuff or something like that, which was actually me again. I kind of owned the yard a little bit. Well, I was investor in the yard. So, but basically they were just, stealing and stuff. So, just some black people or somebody. Like I say, I don't want to be prejudiced or racist, but, it's not really prejudiced or racist. So anyway, LS and LC were the big shipyards, the great big ones. They built the Titanic and the Olympic and everything else, and the original Titanic. So, like I said, I was just doing it again, doing it bigger. The first Titanic was like 240 or 350 feet long, and that was the biggest ship back then. And it was basically bolt or um, used pegs and stuff like that, and then they used tar to seal the plates. And that was the biggest, and it was basically pig iron, so it wasn't all that great or strong. But in it only had a problem, I think, in the cold water or something like that, or didn't, or it could have a problem in the cold water. So they kept it in the warmer water and all that. So anyway, and then and the paint they used was really more of a tar kind of paint, and that actually kind of led to the other kind of paint too, because they were messing around with the tar and seeing what else they could do. So they were trying to create stains and stuff from it. So and more research basically. So I had Auschwitz research facilities, and I also had the LS and LC shipyards as well researching. So it's all one big group. I used to say that. I was like, we're just all one big group here. Yeah, and I was always proud of my people, and I was always proud of who I was and what I was. And like I said, it's unfortunate that the black people or brown people decided to do what they did, but it's free will. No one's good. They had their own leader. They had their own person, God, whatever. That wasn't really a God, so. And they found out eventually what it's like to go against the real creator. So, anyway, I don't know what to say other than, well, they tried to kill me, they wanted to kill me, they were going to kill me, and they were going to extinguish the white, or the tan-colored race. And also Chinese and Russians and on a lot of other races. So, and I was too careful. Like I said, my Germans were trained in combat. male, female. That's one of the things that's been forgotten too. Is that the males and the females in Germany were all the first thing you did to go to school, and school was mandatory. You'd go to school and you would learn how to defend yourself. First thing, and then after that you would learn everything else, and then you would eventually go out into the public. So, all my Germans and all my people, especially the women always had self-defense training classes in Germany. It was like the first thing, like a young age, you would learn self-defense, and then after that, you would learn other things, and also how to use a gun. Like if you're in Germany, you basically learn these things. So you could shoot, you could defend yourself. Women usually wore like the hairpin or whatever of different sizes or different types, and they would, and that was, they could wear their hair down, but it also kept it cleaner and stuff, and wear the hairpin, and that was actually a defensive item. And China picked it up too because as I moved around, my women didn't get abused and didn't get raped. And back then, no one cared about the law. No one cared about some guy with a whistle and a bully and a bat. They were gonna climb on you until you beat them off or killed them. So, basically, all my women. That was it. So men knew back then not to mess with women because they had to defend themselves. I mean, they had because they would rob them or they would rape them and kill them, or once one woman became a victim, like she was always going to be, there's just gonna be more of them next time. Like, oh yeah, she, and then they were bad back then, so I discouraged it, but anyway, so yeah, interesting story, interesting existence. Anyway, women are actually older than men by quite a bit, by about 1,000,000 years, or a couple 100,000 years, statistically. But or at least the female, of course. Well, I mean, it's because when females actually used to lay eggs, of course. I mean, literally eggs. So, and realistically, I started out with the insect life forms or exoskeleton life forms, and then I was like, all right, no, it's not gonna work out. We're just gonna have to redesign the whole thing. So. And that's when we really did it. And plus, I was doing endoskeletons anyway. I do that a lot. Like, I'll get an idea and I'll start working on it, and I'll be like, no, it's not going to work out. We're just going to have to wait and do it later. And then, later on, I'm like, oh, yeah, let's put that with that, and stuff like that. It's kind of like, I mean, over 1,000,000,000,000 years, I mean, I have been a part of and done a lot of different things and had to defend myself a lot, so. And that's why Harlem and Wolf and the black people thought that they could finally get me. Like I said, it's funny because I created I changed their skin color, so, or had their skin color changed. I mean, so they could be that way or whatever. So one guy could climb to the top to try and kill me or whatever. So it's kind of hilarious, Like I said, they weren't slaves back in the day. No, not at all. They were the masters, and they were the ones that pushed everyone around and whipped everyone around because they thought they were in control forever, but not really.